Hello everyone, welcome to another I'm Gonna Pack It video, and today we're actually gonna do a Monday I'm Gonna Pack It video, and we are going to do this first video with this is part one of Monday. So we pulled half of the orders just now. This is everything we're gonna pack in this video. Let's get to it. All right, let's get after it here. Gotta get to it. It's gonna be challenging to get everything out of here on time today. So definitely on Monday mornings we focus on eBay because we have 1 day shipping handling times on eBay, or 1 day handling time I should say, on eBay. The other platforms, I think they are all at least two handling days. So I think by default. So on Mondays, eBay gets priority over everything. And we like 99% of the time, we get everything out anyway. All right. Yeah. I did a big box order on Friday. I let myself get behind on boxes again. It's just the way I do it, I guess. So I'm hoping we're able to pack everything with the boxes on hand. I may have to get creative in a few spots. It's all right, I know how to do that. Get in there. There we go. Yeah, I decided I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do these videos 5 days a week, because I mean, I'm packing every day, and it's really not, especially once I get the setup a little more well refined. Once I actually do that, it'll be pretty quick. It won't add much to my day. That one's done. Okay, here's a nice little multi-item order. All three of these things here. So we did something kind of interesting this weekend with regards to reselling. We didn't source or anything because we feel like we've got. I can't wait till I change this setup. But yeah, we didn't source or anything. But one thing we did do, we've been wanting to try the List Perfectly, which is the cross-posting software we've been using for a couple of years now, when we like, but we haven't been using all the features of it. So we did this Poshmark auto sharing thing, and it worked pretty well. I did that on my computer last week, and then Friday night, the extension has to be on a computer that's like turned on all the time and logged into all the platforms and everything. And our two business computers, they're not always on, and they're not always like on the same Wi-Fi network and things like that. So we move them around, both of them around a pretty good bit. So what I wanted to try and do is see if I could install the List Perfectly extension on a browser on one of these, which is a little Raspberry Pi 5 to be exact. And yeah, so I did a fresh install of Linux on the Raspberry Pi, and I opened up the browser, which is Chromium, which isn't Google Chrome, but it's got the same basic, it's basically the same as Google Chrome. And I think they share like the same guts, basically. So I tried it. I tried installing the List Perfectly extension on Chromium in Linux, and it worked. And then I set it up to never go to sleep or anything, and I started the sharing on there, and it worked fine all night. And then the next day, we turned on auto delist. So whenever we make a sale on any platform, List Perfectly will automatically detect that and take it down off of the other platforms. Turn that on, and then also we have it. It's following people and stuff. So it's sending offers on Poshmark. So that little Raspberry Pi it's been chugging along for a couple of days. We check it out. Everything's worked fine. Okay, this order is done. Let me print the label up. Okay, this is a real fast, easy pack. Pillow cover, which is good because we're making, like, the margins are great on them, but like the raw dollars aren't great. So the fact that Candace was able to do multi-quantity listings and the packing is trivial made it a viable product for us. So yeah, that one's done. All right, I'm just gonna take a look at this to see if I like it or not. It's a platter, and I think it'll actually fit in here, and it's like super, it's not even slightly breakable. It's very, very sturdy lucite or Lexan or something like that. But let's see, let me see. No, that's just not going to cut it. It's just not. I tried to talk myself into it. It just ain't going to cut it. Because if that thing takes a hard strike, it's just going to shatter it. So I'm not going to do it. I wanted to, because I think I have enough 12s to get through today, but I'm not 100%. So if I thought that was a really decent way to do that, I would have done it, but it's not. I mean, we'll be okay on boxes. It's just a matter of, I'm going to have to get potentially very creative. Oh, what was I talking about before? So now that we put that on that Raspberry Pi, and we left it running for 2 days, and it's been rock solid. It's been detecting every sale, and yeah, it just worked. So that's actually going to save us a lot of time for Candace delisting every day. It seems to have worked perfectly. Candace is going to go in and double check the delisting thing to make sure it's, everything looks fine for a while. But then I imagine as we grow more comfortable with it, we won't double check it like that. The main thing for us is to just for it to be sure that if something sells on like Etsy or Mercari, that it gets pulled off of eBay. Like, that's the most critical thing. So we'll definitely continue to check that every day for a while. But it looks like it's going to work fine, and it looks like to me that that Raspberry Pi is more than adequate for the job. So just going to let it live there. And I have it set up to where I can log in from anywhere. There's a free service Raspberry Pi offers. And there are other free services too, but I'm just using the official Raspberry Pi one that's pre-installed on, you know, in the Linux distribution. It's called Raspberry Pi Connect, and if you turn that on and log in on that computer, then you can log into it from anywhere with a screen share and control it, you know, control the screen and everything. So it's really cool. We did have the little robot thing. I don't even know what you call it. It's so wild to me. We had it sharing Poshmark listings, and we had it following stores and everything over 2 days. And I'll tell you the results. This one's done. Okay, well that's perfect because I am going to go ahead and use that same mailer. I always use 5 pieces of bubble wrap on a record, and then I use one of these record mailers, and I don't typically, they also make inserts that you could put in. I don't typically do that. Sometimes though, if I have like a little higher value record, I will cut out a little backer piece just to stiffen it up some. I haven't really done that lately, and yeah, we've had 0 issues with this. But yeah, so we let it run. We let the robot thing run on Poshmark. Is all this sharing, following, all that stuff? Is it worth it? Like, does it work? I don't know. Okay, like all I could tell y'all is we're gonna try it, and we're gonna decide for ourselves if we want to continue to do it, because we like it. If we can automate it and it does anything at all, and the cost of the automation seems like it's worth it, then we'll do it. And really, we're going to do it because to get access to auto delist on List Perfectly, you have to do the Pro Plus plan. These are their marketing terms, not mine. You have to do their Pro Plus plan thing, and it's like, it's $99 a month. So for auto delist to work, we with List Perfectly, we have to do that plan anyways, which also includes all that Poshmark stuff. So okay, that one's done. All right, we're gonna pack up a little Peach Riot. It's gonna go a 644 box. Oh, so yeah, we left that thing on, and it worked perfectly, I think. Let me show y'all, because we had Friday afternoon, we had 5,200 followers on Poshmark. All right, and that's after years and years and years. Let me. Here is our closet on Poshmark today. Yeah, 11,594. So we gained over 6,000 followers. We also are following 11,127 people now. And let me show you. Let me show y'all this. Check this out. It's like I don't think it's sharing listings right now. I'll have to go look at it, but obviously it's following people. Y'all can see in probably the last 5 minutes, we picked up another 15 followers. So what is that value? What is that worth? Like, if we can run the followers up to like 100,000, right? Is that good? Is that going to help us sell things? Because that's ultimately, that is the goal. And the answer is, I don't know. But you know what? We are going to give it a try. Just going to let her rip. I don't think it can hurt, because we were typically, before, we were selling a couple of things a week on Poshmark, maybe 2 or 3 things a week. If we see market improvement in that, then we'll do it. Like, it doesn't, it's doing all that automatically anyway. I'm not touching it. So as far as our time, it's nothing. All right, let's get to this pack. This is the this is the feature pack of this video for sure. Because these are, whoop, kind of box fall, the shelf over there. These are definitely fragile. They're not like porcelain fragile, but they're like, I guess resin type fragile. So like which I mean, resin type stuff, it looks like it's real solid, but it's very, you got to protect it. So I will not. This is a high, this is a high profit item for us. So it checks all the boxes for me, going above and beyond protecting our sale. That's the way I look at it. I mean, obviously the net end result is you want to protect it for the customer, but from our perspective, we want to protect the money we made too. That's the way I look at it. And some of the best shipping insurance you can buy is effort and expense in packing materials and effort packing. Like that's the best insurance you can give your stuff. There we go. It's done. These are going to El Paso, which when I was in the Air National Guard, drove to El Paso very slowly a couple of times. We have a Fort Bliss. Every year they'd have huge exercise. Roving Sands, went to that a couple times. Between El Paso, Fort Bliss area, and New Mexico, White Sands Missile Range, all that area over there. Lots of fun. That is one long drive all the way across Texas though, because El Paso is on the far western side of Texas. So driving there from Louisiana, you see the entire width of Texas, and it takes forever. We drive in convoys, deuce and a half, 5 tons, few Hummers, stuff like that. And those convoys don't move fast. Those convoys move as fast as the slowest truck. And the slowest truck usually is doing about 52 miles an hour. So that's what you're doing all the way over there. Gets pretty boring. Okay, so that actually works out, having the jeans in there. That's going to help a little bit. So still going to do a little bit of a paper base. Not as much as I normally would, and without those jeans, I probably would have put a little piece of cardboard in the bottom there to strengthen that. But the way it worked out, I don't feel like we need to, with the jeans in there to help. Okay, so let's see. See if I can kind of stand them all up in the middle there. If that'll be the way to go. I feel like we have enough room. Yeah, I think that's actually going to be the way to go there. Just like that. I'm really considering, well, I was considering doing like an actual double box, but now I'm considering just strengthening this box a lot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because I actually have like these full-on scraps here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just cut these in half. Then I can slide them down. Before I stuff my paper, I'll slide them down the sides. We'll kind of make a pseudo box in box situation. Do that, I think we're going to be in really good shape. Now this is going to ship a little bigger than 12 12 12 regardless, because I mean which I did allow for. I'm looking at our shipping dimensions. I did allow for that. It's going to be a little over a cubic foot, which is totally fine because you know what, I think I'm going to get a few of these scraps to kind of separate. I'm going to run a few of these scraps between the figs to make sure that they can't clank. They can't damage each other. Okay, I like that. And I can go ahead and I'll slip a little more in here. All right, I'm liking this. This pack is looking pretty good. There we go. All kind of strength in there now, and now I'm going to come in and kind of get these figures off of the sides. I'm going to void fill with the goal of getting the figures off of the sides of the box. And then I think if we focus on that, yeah, here we go. Just getting paper in between each one of those figures and the side wall, and then we'll come back and finish the void fill. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with this pack. I was a little concerned about it, to be honest. This was one of the hard packs of the day. We do have another pretty substantial pack, and I don't mind this being a little tall here because we do have one of the bookends. It's a little taller than the others. I'll just put this here. We've got so much distance here, I don't feel like I need any more cardboard up there. Okay. Yeah, this is a good pack. Oh, wait, you know what? I got to put a thank you card. Let me grab that. All right, here we go. So, yeah, I'm happy with this pack. Nice, strong pack. Didn't even take that long. I think maybe 10 minutes or something. I don't know. Not too bad. So real quick packs. Real quick packs kind of make up for this. All right. Just make sure I'm happy with that, and I'm gonna hit that cross, and I'm gonna hit the side seam. Something's a little heavier. I'll do this. I don't always do it. Okay, that one's done. I'm happy with that pack. Okay, we're packing some magazines now. a lot easier than the last pack. Magazines are, I love selling them. I always feel like I'm, I always feel like nobody else really likes to sell them. I feel like I have a pretty decent eye for knowing what to get and what is too common and not to get. You definitely want to get kind of the weird stuff, the unusual things you don't normally see. That's the kind of stuff that I think typically sells pretty well. I'll just go ahead and resize this box down. Think we're gonna be okay on boxes. I'm not sure yet. We got a lot more packing to go. We probably won't run out in this video. We might run out in part 2. That will air tomorrow. You'll be able to find out then. All right. Yeah, it's very, I'm always happy whenever one of these lots sell. It seems like it's a validation of my picking skills or something. I don't know. I like buying stuff that doesn't have much sales history. In this case, it did, but I love to buy something that doesn't have sales history on eBay and being right about a pick. There we go. And honestly, when it comes to these magazine lots, I always question. I'm like, is this really going to sell? Does anybody really want this? And then I'll even be second guessing myself if it hadn't sold after like 6 months or something. But they always sell, it seems like. Ultimately, they all sell. Or they have for us so far. That one's done. All right, we sold some boots. And I don't like the way I did this. Because I like wrapped them in plastic, and that's good. But then I bagged them both together. I don't like that part. Because that limits... That's fine like that. That limits the box I can use. So it works better if you leave them separate. All right, there we go. If you leave them separate, then I can kind of like cross stack them. I'd like to use these eBay boxes. We just bought more. So I need to try and use these 12.66s for shoes and stuff as much as possible. As much as it makes sense, because they're free, quote unquote. Would be kind of nice if they upped that coupon. I guess we're lucky we still get it, I guess. I don't even know if we're lucky we get it. I mean, obviously they're funding that from the price we pay anyway, but it's not like if they stopped doing the shipping supply coupons, it's not like they'd immediately lower the price of the stores. They just save money on the shipping supply coupons. So as long as they do it, we're going to keep ordering. And I like this box. This is a pretty good box. All right, I just told Candace, this is embarrassing. I have a packing channel. And I don't have boxes. I need to never do that again. Gee whiz. That's terrible. Okay. So, yeah, I don't really have a good box for this. I have boxes on the way that are perfect for this. Because, I mean, this is the kind of thing be packing a lot. Shoebox. Yeah, this thing is like 13. We'd do a whole resize for this thing. This thing is like a little over 13 inches long. I just don't have a box to fit it. So, do what I always do when I say that. I make one. Okay, so we're going to make this 14 inches long. I'll stop complaining about my failure to prepare and just get it done. All right, that's what we do. We get it done. We get the orders out. So we're going to do one at 14 inches. It just sucks because I know if I had my boxes in, I said I would stop, huh? If I had my boxes in, we'd be done already. I just know it's such a waste of time because of my failure to prepare. Oh well. Try and do better in the future, but I always say that too. Maybe that's just one of those things I'll live with. Don't have a choice. All right, so we're gonna do this part of the resize, get the box in there, and we'll resize it again. This is why it's good to have some experience resizing, because in a pinch, everyone, I know a lot of y'all are like, this needs a new blade. A lot of y'all are super good about ordering and stuff like that. Maybe you don't run out, but I think most of y'all probably do at least occasionally run out, and you still got to get orders out. If you can do something, if you can resize something and use what you got, it's a good skill to have. Okay, let's see. Oh man, this knife is really, really dull. After this pack, we'll go ahead and refill that blade. And we don't sell those anymore. We link to them though. There's a lot of sellers on Amazon of that knife, and they sell them at a price point to where we were trying for a while to find a manufacturer we could buy from direct to make selling those things make sense, but it doesn't make sense. It's just not it's not enough money there to bother. So we'll just link to them, and we get a little, affiliate commission every time somebody buys one. That's a better way to go on an item that is that cheap. It's a shame because I kind of like selling them, putting our little logo on them and stuff. That was kind of fun, but we built that market for that thing. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we did. That market did not exist for that thing. We built that market, made it popular. Sounds crazy. Call me crazy, but that's exactly what happened. We sold before we could no longer procure those things. We sold over 4,000 of them. And I have a video showing using that exact thing that has gotten, I don't know, it still gets a ton of views every day. It has over 100,000 views. I know that much. I'll put it here. I'll show the analytics screen or whatever. So, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that we built that market, and then we caused that market to disappear for us because we don't have connections with manufacturers in China. We don't know how to navigate all that stuff, and then ultimately, that market is not like we can't even compete there anyway. So that's okay though. And we do have we still have left though. One thing we did buy when we were selling those. Oh, I need to write up a thank you card for this. Oh no, I did. Oh, it's in their box. Okay, that's right. I remember I put it in there. You know what? I'll put paper down anyway. What was I saying? Oh, we were buying. We'd get a local printer to print up the little oval stickers that would go here, and we do. I think we've probably got a couple hundred of those left, and like that was something we could have printed ourselves, done ourselves, but we kind of played around with it, and it was so much easier just to get the printer to do it and give them to us on nice sheets. It was a convenience thing, and we ended up paying about, I think, 30 cents per sticker. So in quantity, it like added up to quite an expense, because we'd order like 1,000 at a time, and it would be like a $300 printer bill just for those little stickers, you know. But yeah, we have like probably a couple hundred of those just sitting in the desk over there doing nothing. But that was a fun experience, though. Private labeling our, having our own little private label product, and marketing, and making just having a replenishable. It was so nice because we normally are doing stuff like this, Okay, I think this is the last pack of this video. These are some boots. You know what? They really require pretty much the same as that last pack, I think. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do, because I need a little longer box. And I really put myself in a bind on boxes today. Tell y'all what. Hopefully I can remember this and try and avoid it. So I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do the same exact thing again. Do 14s, and then we'll do the same thing. Not really much to say here. You're gonna see the same exact resize you just saw. Except I'm gonna try and, you know what? I need to, I'm gonna change this blade. All right, let's change this thing out. Quit putting it off. I mean, every time I have some bad. I'm not a great role model for a lot of things. I'll tell y'all that. Well, y'all know that. I think y'all understand. If you've been watching for a while, y'all know. Y'all know I have weaknesses here and there. And one of my weaknesses is putting off changing out blades. I'm looking at this other side because, you know what? I think I can go ahead and use that. I don't think this one's been flipped before. You can, is that right? Am I doing that? Wait, no, that's backwards. It goes like this. It's kind of tricky. Just making sure everything stays lined up. Usually I'll just, once I'm done, I'll put this on kind of loosely. I won't tighten it all the way, and then I'll make sure I kind of work the mechanism around before I tighten it to make sure it's like notched into place or whatever. Okay, there, it's kind of loosely done. Okay, that's good, and that's good. And now I'll go ahead and tighten her down. There we go. Oops. Okay, I could put this, whoops. I think he's flying off of there. I can put this blade up. I'll be right back. Okay, boy, ain't nothing. Well, I would say there ain't nothing better than a sharp blade, but that's an exaggeration. There's plenty better than a sharp box cutter blade, but it is nice. Every time I change it out, I'm like, why did I wait so long? Okay, I am going to bag them boots. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. The things I put myself through because I failed to properly plan. That's just what I am, I guess, at some point. You get to a certain age and some things you can still change. Some things it seems like you can't. A lot of it has to do with some things you don't want to. Bag these up, but just make sure. Yeah, that's fine. I knew it was going to be a tad short, but also knew had a little bit of flex there. Use these. This will be okay size. I don't even know. Is this like a real expensive sale? I have no idea. Typically, no, not really. Probably because of they're not like mint condition or anything. And not all boots are huge money. Tony Lama's a decent brand there. And yeah, size matters a lot. These are nice boots though. And a decent sale. I have no idea what we paid for these off the top of my head. But we wouldn't have paid a ton for them. I know that. We wouldn't have paid more than like $5 or something like that. Like we aren't like we sell a decent amount of cowboy boots, but we aren't like super gung ho about it. Y'all looking for anything particular? Got any cowboy boots? You know, like we don't do that. Okay. All right. See how that's gonna sit like that. Okay, resize to there. Actually, I'm going to use the same setting on the box resizer as we did for that last resize. So everything is same. It's funny. My dad used to say that for same. He would say that. I always thought it was goofy. And I've been watching Bobby Lee a pretty good bit lately. And he says that. He says same. He does that with a lot of words. I'm like, man, that sounds like my dad. That's crazy. Never heard anybody else do that. That's same. All right, that's a random thought, huh? Let's finish this pack out. And then I can go pull, with Candace, of course, I can go pull round 2. Start packing those, but round 1 is almost done. Oh, I did start a TikTok, of all things. It's a personal TikTok, though, so it's not reselling related. It's not. I will... I don't know if it'll be up yet. There's a story behind the name of the channel, which I'll divulge at a later date. It's called Life of Leonard. There's a story behind that. No, my name is not Leonard. But that is the name of the TikTok account, Life of Leonard. Lonnie is not short for Leonard, so don't y'all call me Leonard on, you know. Well, I guess you can. I can't really stop that. Not after I call my channel that. But yeah, that's going to be personal stuff. A lot of running stuff. I needed a place to talk about it, and that really Shed Flips isn't the greatest place to talk about it for very long. So yeah, that's going to be it for this edition of I'm Gonna Pack It. I'm going to take this thing off of my chest. There we go. That's going to be it for this edition of I'm Gonna Pack It. I will see y'all again tomorrow. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.